Welcome to Mic'd Up English, where stories come alive and your English grows naturally.
Hello, dear listeners. I'm Anna. Welcome to Mic'd Up English.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're setting sail on an absolutely epic hero's journey. It's a story all about courage, finding out who you are, and listening to that powerful call of the ocean as we dive into the incredible story of Moana.
Right from the get-go, you know this story is going to be something special. I mean, the ocean itself chooses her when she's just a baby. She has no idea, of course, but this single magical moment is what kicks off her entire adventure. Destiny is already at play.
So, chosen for what exactly? Well, it all comes down to this, the heart of Te Fiti. You gotta think of this thing as the ultimate power source for the whole world. It's not just some pretty green stone, it has the power to create life itself. And, as you can imagine, when it goes missing, that's when everything starts to go wrong.
Okay, so here's the quick backstory. Ages ago, this show-off demigod, Maui, steals the heart, mostly just to prove he could. Big mistake. His actions unleash this terrifying lava monster, Te Kā. In the fight that follows, both Maui's magic fishhook and the heart are lost to the sea. And for 1,000 years, a darkness starts to creep across the ocean, setting the stage for a hero to finally step up. Now, as Moana gets older, she's totally torn. On one hand, she feels this deep, undeniable pull to the sea. She wants to explore. But on the other hand, she has her duty. Her dad, the chief, forbids anyone from sailing beyond the reef, and she's next in line to lead her people. It's that classic struggle, right? Your passion versus your responsibility. But then, this inner conflict becomes a very real, very scary problem. That darkness from long ago, it's finally reached their home, Motunui. The coconuts are turning black, the fish are gone, the island is literally dying. All of a sudden, Moana's dream of sailing isn't just some fantasy anymore. It might just be the only thing that can save them. So, with the heart of Te Fiti now in her hands, Moana realizes she can't do this alone. And that brings us to the next part of her journey. She has to go find the one person who caused this whole mess to begin with and somehow get him to help. Her mission is now crystal clear, but man, is it a tall order. Let's break it down. 1, sail across the huge open ocean. 2, find a legendary demigod who's been missing for a millennium. And 3, convince him to face a terrifying monster and return the heart. No big deal, right? Especially for a teenager who's never sailed before. And when she actually finds Maui, oh boy, he is not the hero from the stories. He's arrogant, he's selfish, and he is 100% full of himself. He couldn't care less about saving the world. All he wants is his magical fishhook back. So Moana's first big obstacle isn't a monster. It's the massive ego of her supposed partner. But this right here is what makes Moana so awesome. She's staring down a literal demigod who's telling her no, and she just doesn't back down. Her courage isn't just about fighting. It's about her sheer persistence and refusal to give up. And it's that strength that finally, slowly starts to win him over. Okay, so with Maui reluctantly on board, their journey really begins. And as you can probably guess, it is not going to be smooth sailing. They are about to face one crazy test after another out there on the open water. And what a list of tests it is. First, they have to fight off these tiny but vicious pirates in coconut armor, the Gagamora. Then they have to dive into a literal monster's lair to deal with Tamatoa, this huge, glittery crab obsessed with treasure. And all the while, they're just trying to survive massive storms and the ocean itself. Each challenge basically forces them to start trusting each other. And these trials, they're not just cool action scenes, they're actually changing our heroes. For Moana, that vague calling she felt turns into real, unshakable confidence. She learns she's a master wayfinder. And for Maui, well, all that ego starts to crack, and he slowly remembers what it's like to care about someone other than himself. So, they've survived the monsters, they've grown as a team, and now they've reached their final destination. It is time for the final showdown. It's time to face the demon of fire and earth, Te Kā. And I mean, this thing is terrifying. Te Kā is just this massive monster made of volcanic rock, smoke, and pure burning rage. It is the ultimate villain standing between them and saving the world. But here, in the middle of this huge battle, Moana has this flash of insight. She looks past all the fire and the fury, and she sees something else. And it leads her to ask the most important question of the entire story. Is Te Kā really a monster?
And the answer just changes everything. Te Kā isn't some separate evil being. She is Te Fiti. The monster they've been fighting is actually the goddess of life, just twisted into a creature of rage because her heart, her very identity, was stolen. The villain was actually the victim. This realization flips the script completely. Moana now knows she doesn't need to defeat a monster, she needs to heal a goddess. And this understanding leads to one of the most beautiful resolutions you'll ever see. So instead of fighting, Moana does the bravest thing possible. She asks the ocean to clear a path, and she walks right up to this raging monster to give her back her heart. And the transformation is immediate and total. All that fire and darkness just melts away, replaced by the lush green and life of Te Fiti. The world isn't saved by a big fight, but by an act of incredible empathy.
So Moana returns home, and she's not just the chief's daughter anymore. She is a true leader, a master wayfinder who saved her people. And she didn't just bring back the fish, she brought back their culture. She helped them remember who they were, voyagers, and led them back out to sea.
You know, when you boil it all down, the most powerful lesson here is that Moana thought she had to go out and fix the world. But what she really learned was that the most important journey was an inner one, and that the best guidance comes from listening to that voice inside you.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. Moana's whole story was about answering the call of her ocean, so the real question is, what ocean is calling you? And are you brave enough to answer?